Oh, hi. Reports of my death are greatly exaggerated. No, I had to take a day off. So, anyways, what are we going to do today? I just had a thought. Um, and that does happen on occasion, which is cool. Uh, but the thought was like, what if you made a giant ball of sound goo, but you made it out of tiny, tiny little pieces? You know? Like, instead of the common thing that I do, which is just like, here's a fire hose of 16th notes. Just, right? Make it like, bling, bloom, bloom, bloom. You know, just very sparse, but then a bunch of them, like a whole bunch of voices like that. I think that would be kind of cool. I think that'd be pretty dope. And I'm thinking, Lincoln, I've been thinking. Let's go basic here. I'm gonna go basic bitch, C major. Hell yeah. Let's do some C major action. Nothing wrong with that. A key is a key is a key. And I mean, like, I could always just transpose it later too. Go all crazy with the cheese whiz, you know? There are ways to use the CVs and stuff and other things in the vector to actually change the scale. And I was like, man, the other thing I was thinking about doing at some point soon here is the bloom is here, as is the mito, and I think sequenced like rhythms using this like weirdo clock divider thing. I think that would be super super cool. Um, you know, just as a general thing. And I also had a thought, which was, do they make a reversed faceplate for the bloom so you could flip it upside down and then like actually have labels facing the right way? I wonder. Cause that'd be kind of cool. It would fit right here. It'd be like right here instead of the mito. Just have a little bit of extra space too. Okay. Let's do a thing here. Part 3. Hey Jason. How's it going? Who want who want part 3? Let's start with FM. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Friday I didn't stream because I was basically running on 5 days of insomnia and I was in no mental condition to do anything worthwhile. And yeah, just needed to take a day, you know. Sometimes you have that. I do want to test sea legs a little bit on things here. Actually, let's go into part 3 for this guy because it doesn't need the plus 6 dB and we can mute the voice straight from the vector. Okay, so first thing, okay, if we're gonna do sparse parts, we could slow them down, or we could just make it happen, not that often. Um, so here's 60. Hey Tracy, thanks for popping in, man. Here's our 60. So, ding, 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 ding. We could do an eighth note part, but do it like an odd length. That'd be sort of cool. And then like no reset on it, so that it just constantly plays in a repetition of 7. And then the basic, I think, would be to be like, here, we'll put it on G and C. Just keep it easy, you know? We want ping pong here. Even less feedback than that. I really want almost none. Now we can add a lot of variability to this, just with things like subsequences. So, but I don't want to do that yet. I want to keep things really, really simple and really sparse. You're not long enough, you suck. Well, if we're going to use cable doohickeys, then actually let's go FM index for this. So here's our seed. It would actually be cool to use an octave subsequence. I'm going to dig that. So let's do a weird one, and we'll make this a 4-step random quarter note. No, let's make this an 8-step random in quarter note. And we're going to go octave, but I'm only going to put one of these up an octave. Just one step. So 1/8 of the time.
12.5% of the notes will be up an octave, thereby giving us an added upper harmonic bonus to our overall set. Well, even.
It happened. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It happened. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay. You shut up. For now, you shut up. Okay? We get new part. And we can take parts from anything, to be honest. I never use the bloom. I'm all like, hey, let's put the bloom in there so we could do some cool sequences with it, even if they're mine. And I never use it. Because I'm dumb. I'm guessing. Anyways. This is going to reach. This is not going to reach. No. You son of a bitch. Okay. You're the dumbass who decided to use blue. Okay, here we go. I got some long blue cables. I got you long blue cables right here. Like, literally. Here they are. A couple of, stacking up some analog voices is always a fun time. But I'm thinking, like... I listened to a lot of Röksip yesterday. I was doing my typical drooling on Instagram, just looking at various. All my feed my feed's actually pretty cool. It's all like artists and disc dyers and stuff like that, and weird, quirky people from all around things, and a dash of cooking. And somebody had that Ricks Up song that's called like Edley or something. It's like 4 letters. It's like second track off of their morning album. I don't remember. It's got this happy little melody. It's like it's just so goddamn happy. And there's all kinds of slop on the oscillator. So it's like it's moving in this like chromatic fashion, but then it's also got a lot of drift on it and stuff. It's actually really neat. It's just a simple triangle wave. And I was like, that needs to be stolen. Filter. Honestly, we don't need much of a filter, especially if we're going to use a triangle wave. So we can go mono. Let's go way over here. Yup, that means I'm going to have to string a giant envelope cable all the way across. That's not long enough. Okay. Forget it. We'll go other analog filter. That's right there. There you go. Now you're talking. That guy, envelope. And then we need a Francisco. What's happening? What's shaking? Let's tread this guy through here and into the mixer. Oh, hi. Hello. Okay, first of all, nice eighth note delay. That just happens to be already there. Good job, buddy. Even more sparse than that. And we can also do some stuff with part length. Cut it down to 14 steps, or 7 parts, basically, 7 notes. Okay, let's change this envelope, though, and make it... We can actually flip it. No, we just need to change the shape. Which one of these is it? D2? I think it's... No, I don't know. That's not bad. Honestly, I think maybe put this into the sea legs as well, so these guys are both just chilling in the same kind of like environment. And then let's, I'm gonna get another one going here. Just keep stacking these voices up. Let's see here. I just had a good idea, though. I want to tune bass and chords together. And actually, no, that's really easy. We can just put the chords. Well, I'm going to use the demon core for chords. What do we do for R bar? could construct a Moogly choir out of it. Let's come back to that, though. Let me think here. Part 8. All right, so we're going to make this guy slow. Actually, let's put it on a different form here. So, speed. And if we crank that all the way down to 1, and we'll basically do it length of 2 or 3. We'll see if that's enough. All right, so the goal here would be, okay, hey, put a chord part going, but just make it like really basic. Oh, come on. You have to be over there. That's right. God dang it. Stupid. 3 parts long. Good. We're going to gate all 3 of these, and we're going to tie them. And basically what I want to do is go... Okay, so we're going to go up 5. So that's going to go G for the first note, and then we want an E. So that would be 9 total half steps. But the one in the middle is going to go to 7. So basically what we're looking at is GCE switching off to GCD, a nice sus2 kind of thing going there. Or is it a G sus4? Oh God. Totally depends on what the bass is doing. Anyways, this is going to do its thing. And it's going to be driving this here dude. We'll put him in his best buddy here. How about that? It's gonna be stuck in my head now. Excellent, because it wasn't there this morning when I woke up, which is, that's abnormal for me. He does need a little bit of a boost in gain here. So, and I think now we just hit play and see what we got. The answer is nothing! Okay. Well, what? How? Okay, well, first of all, we put that on 3. What is this dumb? It says, is it dumb? No, that's not it. Oh, because I just patched the gate output because I'm an idiot. The output's right here. What? Why are you only doing 1 note? There you go. There we go. Hey, make mistakes. Yeah, doing pretty good. Thanks. A little crunchy. I don't really want crunch. Here's a question, though. Do we want this up an octave? Yes. The answer is yes. Of course, we can change our spread. I'll tell you what, though. I think what would be a better idea. Throw the old boy into some chorus before hitting the filter. Doink. Are you gonna reach? Are you gonna reach? Are you gonna reach? I think you are. I think you are. Oh, oh. Here we reached. Oh my god. Oh, that's lovely. Okay. Now, I already got my buddy Sloth's patched in, so let's hook this into the Volpor octave. Give it a nice gentle filter swell. Or perhaps a more extreme one. Oh my god. But see, what you do is then you go into the modulations page, right? And you put it under control of the subsequence in part one. Okay, let's stop this and let's patch us a bass. I could do this the super simple way and make a drone. That might actually be not horrible. Just give it like a really long one step, two whole notes, low C, buh, just do the thing, you know? Fuck it, man, put a tie on it so it never actually breaks, you know what I mean? That should work. In theory. In theory. You know the line. Say the line. I didn't do it. Yay! Where are we gonna put our bass? I'm thinking the font. It's a good bass filter. I don't remember the whole melody, but it's firmly stuck in my head right now. Okay, so we just go there. We got a nice bass drone and to accompany our chords. Okay. However, we gotta set up a subsequence here. I'm thinking really slow. It's too bad there aren't more options for the subsequencer. I really wish you could somehow set up like a chance operation on it. I think that would be really cool. Like just that. That's all you would really need. Like you could make do with like, you know, there's no other speed settings other than whole notes and stuff, you know. So we're going to set up a transpose here. I wish you could make it more than 8 steps long too, but we're going to go up 2, 4, 5, 7, 9. And then have 3 of these values are going to still be, yeah, we can put it on random. So bass and chords should stick together right now. Oh, that was cool. A minor to E minor, just that's really, really cool. Okay, and in the meantime, we can take our part 3 here and make it controllable as well. Okay. Let's not give it all away here. Let's chill. Okay. We are not even probably at the halfway point for building this beast. Let's think R-bar here. I already have it patched up. I could just grab some choir from Reason, which I finally got off my ass, and I took all of my Reason refills and stuff that I have at home, and I brought them here to the studio, so that's a happy thing. That means I have all of my weird world music sounds and stuff like that, and at least I hope. A buddy gave me this this thing, and it's a 1 terabyte USB 3 SSD, and it's, I have to say, I'm sure it's like cheap because it, feels and looks like it. Like, I swear I plugged the plug in and I'm like, shit's breaking. Like, it's gonna be useless. But it's so fast. Like, it copied, I don't know how many 8 or 9 gigabytes of files in 5 minutes or something. It was really fast. And then coming here and putting it back down, it was even faster. And I was like, damn. For a cheap piece of shit, y'all fast. Nice. 2 terabytes. Yeah, for stuff like that, it's perfect. Like bulk copying of like big files and stuff. That's something I need to do though, actually, is set that folder in Reason. So I need to go to preferences really quick because none of that shit's opening up yet. Edit. Jesus, where is it? It's under edit. Folders. Yeah, there we go. VST plugin folders, scratch disk folders. No, it's not under there. Appearance, blah, 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 blah. Okay. There's no folders in here to say, hey, here's where my refills are. That's weird. I guess I just have to drag a shortcut to it into the program, which is fine. That's easy enough. There we go. Done. Yeah, everything is there. Hell, just the alt drums pack, that's like 1.5 gigs or something like that. It's huge. But I have so much stuff on here. So much stuff. They're old, but like all the Miroslav refills and Sonic Reality ones, those go way back, but I've got 20 of them. There's a lot of cool shit in there. Let's see here. Do I want to do choir? I guess that's the question. Because that's an easy fix. We just grabbed a little Humana and do the thing. And that's fine. Men's tail tenor. Bleh, can't talk. Men tenor natural. So it's just men going ha. Sounds out of tune. That's really weird. We don't want that then. Because that's too much like Mars Ah. That's more like it. We want that cinematic choir, but give it a big ah, because we're gonna shave off some of that frequency content, you know. The only problem is that this will not be controllable in the same way. Fuck. I can't make this subject to the same chords and stuff. I can't do it because the thing is moving random. Damn. Damnation. Let's just load these up. I'm going to have to redo all of these because they're really, really quiet and I didn't turn the gain up and I'm stupid. At least I discovered it now, not at the very end. Do I even have this audio going? Yes. Okay, good. Hey, Ethos. New vector firmware. Most intriguing indeed. I was also having a thought, and I'm going to have to try it this week. Can I... Okay, if you took the Stardust, right, and you recorded a short rhythmic, let's say, acoustic guitar loop, right? And if you sent it start commands, and then you also sent it volt per octave, if you didn't vary that volt per octave very much from baseline, would it screw up the rhythms enough if you changed keys? This is what I want to explore at some point. Maybe Friday. I don't know. We'll see. It would be interesting. Because if you could keep it in rhythm, that opens up some interesting possibilities. You know, because it's not really it doesn't time stretch. Is ultimately what it comes down to. This should be, no, it's not. Who, where, this is the R bar. Okay, I'm going to put the R bar next to the chords because they're sort of similar. You should be hearing something. But there's nothing. Oh, because that. And of course we need to move the playhead. Maybe kind of slowly. Maybe sloth it. Super slow sloths. Could be good. Hey! It's escaping. And then we put it on Omega. It doesn't look like it's moving at all. But, you know, sloth's gonna sloth. Yeah, I'm still thinking about putting this camera, like, over here. Like here. So it's like, pew! But it would be close in, and it would be weird. But, I don't know. There's no good place to put anything. Unless you can somehow float things in the air. Now, here's the problem, right? The problem being that once I add in the bass and the chords, the R-bar chords are not going to match. Well, that time they did. But the R-bar chords are moving so slowly that it might not matter. They might be okay. Okay, I'm going to find something cool in Reason. Like, I don't know. Oh, that's right. These are all like vocal samples and stuff. But world music, rhythm section, no. Is there a... I'm looking for a santur, or, you know, a hammered dulcimer, essentially. And I know I have a couple in here that actually sound pretty decent. But what are they called? Are they called hammered dulcimer? Are they called santur? I don't even know. Not seeing them And is it spelled S-A-N-T-U-R or S-A-N-T-O-O-R? There's nothing. What the frickety frack? Hammer? There's nothing. What the smeg? Okay, never mind. Doesn't exist. Boo. Okay, then I guess kind of what I want is like some kind of string thing. Guitars, strings and voice, plucked something? Or anything like that in here? I bet there isn't. Damn it. There we go. That ain't bad. Okay, turn up volume a little bit, and then we enable recording. But we don't talk, because otherwise everything will get recorded. Let's see if that random assortment of glob stuff will actually sound good. Yoink. Place it higher. That's pretty cool. That's a happy little texture right there. Okay, now the only one that I don't have hooked up is the Starburst. And kind of debating what to do on that. Might be kind of cool. Yeah, it's similar to a harpsichord, yeah. It definitely had that. But Santur is like a tabletop instrument. They have bigger ones too. Tons of strings. It's almost like you take the guts out of a piano, throw it on a table, and then like hit it with little mallets. And they just have I love the sound of them. I've wanted one for years, and I know I would try it like 5 times and then never play it again. But they just sound so cool. Okay. Stardust. What are we gonna do? We can go to Splice. Would be kind of cool, maybe, to get some sort of like cinematic vocal sample in C major. In fact, we'll just go key C major. Make sure we specify that. And then like that. In fact, I wonder if I found that pack, if we could find that sample. Yeah, let's just go down to C major. Also. And that way we can kind of string a few of these together. We don't want strings. But we could string a few of these together and make a really long tape loop that just kind of hangs in the background, you know? I think that'd be kind of nice. Yeah, you are not wrong. Oh, wizard of sounds. That is here, and that should be playing. You could also reverse it. Or send it an occasional signal of some sort to reverse it. Also, though, let's slothitize the filter. Low pass, that is. Yeah, unfortunately, to get the skiff in view, I gotta take this and just go way down with it. And then my face hardly fits in frame. And I don't really like that particular viewpoint, showing the monitor as much, but I need to put the... so many things that I need to do. I need to fly the monitor, number one. Get it off the table. Put it on an arm. But I'm not sure if this cheap-ass... not that cheap-ass folding table will actually, like, do that. I don't know. Problems, man. All sorts of problems. Could use a sloths for the reverse, too, to be honest. It'll just take whatever voltage is the high voltage, and that means with that sort of medium speed, slower one, it'll reverse it every once in a while. And then we crank up our reverb time on the Aurora. So we just have this sort of like ghostly phantom vocal in the background. Okay, let's get more sparse parts going. Like here, part 4. Same sort of thing. We'll put this on a completely different percentage or speed rating, so it just kind of goes at its own pace. And then, how about like 5 parts long, 5 notes long? And then like 2 notes out of those will be gated. Couple of E and D. So those are going to be weird. Sometimes they'll be chord tones, sometimes they won't. I'm down with that shit. Let's use this guy. Because we love it. Let's try 2 sawtooth waves. Going into this here. The nice thing is I've already got detune like set up. So it should give a good chonky sound. Right? There we go. Okay. Now let's give it an envelope. Something a little maybe on the more of a swell than a pluck. B0, where are you? There you are. I'm going to do the same octave subsequence treatment that I've done in the other voices here. Yeah, like so. Then we go subsequence, we'll make it 8 steps long, and we'll go random. And we'll put octave and the S, and then maybe we'll make 2 of these steps up an octave. And then with the delay, with C legs. Then what would be good is to go into chance operations and just set a chance probability of about 1/3 that it just doesn't play. You know? I can dig that. Of course, I'm not hearing it happen at all. There it goes. Okay, let's set it a little higher, closer to 50%. Okay, and then I think one more of these, like, kind of, you know, slowly changing, sparsely playing notes. But I do want to set the modulation. Do we have part 5 set to that too? No. Okay, then part 3, 4, and 5. We'll just go part 6. Why not? Dotted eighth notes. 6 steps long. And let's do like an alternate movement so it bounces back and forth and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, and then this dude can be... how about a chainsaw voice?
Yes, please.
Okay, why are you not triggering? Oh, because I put it in part 6 and I've put these guys in part 5. Okay, so same thing, heavy probability of it not playing, and then we're also going to give it an octave subsequence. Same thing, quarter notes, octave, random. This time we'll put 3 steps up an octave. Okay, and I think we just let it go, and then we're ready to kind of start putting voices in together here. So let's enable video. Time for the newly updated and fully operational video synth. There we go. Photosensitive viewer warning. Run. Run right now. Hide your head in your hands. There's no May. and some bass. try a wild and woolly experiment here. I'm going to take the voltage pitch output that the bass has, and I'm going to route that into the tape loop. And I want to see something. Where's the fucking volt prompt? Oh, there it is. It's like hidden. Will it play in the same correct key as the bass? It's playing a C right now. It's the same. Excellent. So now if I enable a subsequence, And with that, I'm out. And thanks for coming. And hope you enjoyed. And hopefully I'll see you soon. Friday, barring any unforeseen circumstances. But maybe even earlier. I don't know. Depends on how the week goes and the weather and all kinds of things. So